Today we're going to be making soap with aloe vera, cucumbers, and tomatoes. Here's everything that we're going to be using today to be making the soap. And we have here aloe vera that we have grown inside the apartment ourselves. These are your supplies that we've got. Aloe vera. Right here you can see we have tomatoes and cucumbers. And right here we have some books. These are going to help you in your soap making if you plan to do it yourself. Right here we have what are your hard oils and soft oils. Now your soft oils are anything like this. It's going to be like a liquid. Your hard oils is like this. It's going to be hard, it's going to be chunky, something you're going to have to be scooping out. You're going to want to get yourself one of these right here. This is called a stick blender. And right here, if you've seen my last video, you'll see that we use this later on to test the temperature of the soap when it's still being blended together. You're going to want to get one of these. It's a scale because everything that you're doing is going to be measured by weight and volume, not by length and size. And here we have some essential oils by doTERRA. And here we have a couple of small measure beakers. And these are your molds. You've got a nice hard wooden outside surface, and then inside is this rubber. And then you're going to be having quite a few special individual tools. This goes with your hard blender. This is going to help you scoop some of the soap out from inside the beakers. And a whisk. Okay. Now this is what we use. And believe me, you just want to use this for making soap. You're not going to want to turn around and bake cookies with it, because what you use for soap, you're going to want to use just for making soap. This is what she uses here for the measurements, and these are good over here for measurements as well. This is plastic and it works just fine. So here we have aloe vera meat. These are cucumbers and tomatoes. These all have really good health benefits for your skin. So there we go. And here's a tip for you when you're using your juicer, okay? You want to line this part up here with a plastic bag, and it's going to keep the cleanup later a lot easier to do. This is the one we are going to use to make the soap today. So now we're just going to melt the hard oils together. Here we go, extra virgin olive oil. Now we're going to mix together your soft oils and put them together. Here we're going to add a little bit of the apricot oil. And before you do any soap making, before you even get started, you're going to want to come up with your own recipe, which is why I recommend picking up a few books and creating your own recipe and just experiment around. So to help you create your own recipe in soap, this book is called Milk Soap Making by N.L. Watson. And it's going to give you a description of a few things here, like the milk, the different ingredients, fats. Gives you all your understandings in the beginning. Gets you to understand your tools that you're going to have to use. And then once you get tripped up here to the back more here, you'll see it's going to give you your recipes. It's going to tell you what you're going to need to make it. This is a very basic soap. And here's one, cinnamon oatmeal soap, which oatmeal is my favorite. You use these here, and notice that these are all by weight. So yeah, before you get started, it's good to have the plan, and it's good to have your own recipe in mind. So just to show you your differences in oil here, what you're looking at right here is actually sunflower oil. And then when you grab this one, this is that extra virgin olive oil. It's going to be darker. So when you get your hard oil out, you're still probably going to have some pieces that are still solid. So what you want to do is get those to melt and dissolve into the oil before you go ahead and add in your soft oils and you mix those in. See, all she's doing is stirring and mixing it around, and it's getting smaller and smaller, and eventually it's going to go away. So this is after you've mixed your hard oil and your soft oils together. Now we're going to heat them up in the microwave to help them bond together better. So this is how we prepare our lye solutions. And again, I wanted to show that my wife is wearing gloves. And she's wearing a long sleeve to protect her skin. And she's also got a face mask on, so protect her face and her eyes from this chemical here, lye. So do you remember those cucumbers, tomatoes, and that aloe vera that we had turned into a juice? Well, this is why. We actually take that juice and we put it inside of an ice tray, freeze it, so that way when you add it to the lye, it's not going to damage the sweetness and the chemical properties of the fruits and vegetables. So right here we're adding the frozen juice that we pretty much created into this beaker right here. Adding just a little bit of distilled water, and you want to make sure it is distilled water so you don't have all the minerals in there that could potentially do more harm than good to your soap. There we go. Now we're going to add the lye to the mixture. Look at that magic. This is where it's going to get hot. Your temperature is going to start to climb because of the chemical reaction that's going on. So now you see it's turned to like a thick, dark brown kind of color. That's because of the chemical reaction that the lye does with the ingredients. So this is when it's going to be getting hot. You can see that's in 59 point, well, It's about 58, 59 degrees Celsius right now. So between the oil and what you just saw us mixing right now, both of them have to be between the temperatures of 38 degrees and 43 degrees Celsius, all right? Both of them have to be within that range before you mix them together. Here's a little trick that she's got. So you have this solution here that's really hot right now. It's above where it should be. So we have that beaker inside of a container with water. And this, as you guys all probably know, is a frozen ice pack submerged into the water. So this is probably the easiest way and the safest way to cool it down. Definitely don't throw it in your freezer or refrigerator. Just do like this, all right? So right now we are preparing the doTERRA essential oils. This is going to be added into the soap when we are mixing it. It's going to not just give it a good smell, but it's going to give it the benefits that each individual oil carries itself. Here she is doing her artwork. This is what's going to actually turn out to be in the design of the soap. Here we go, pouring of the molds. It's going to be about as thick as, say, maybe like applesauce would be when you're pouring it out, which is fine. You just want to be careful your first few times pouring it out. But it's essentially going to be like filling up a cup, but your cup is in the shape of something, hence it's a mold. Thank you everybody for watching again, and I hope that you understand that this is how you can make handmade soap at home. You don't need to have a degree. It's not going to be overly complicated. Just get a book, read it, and make sense of it. The beautiful thing about this is it's also an artwork, but it's also something you can use. And yeah, we do have an inside garden here, and maybe someday I can do a video just on that and how you too can do an inside garden. Alright, so if you have any questions about making the soap, please leave a comment in the comment section down below, and we'll try to do the best I can to answer it. If not me, then my wife will get back. Okay, thanks, and please subscribe and help support my channel.